How's it going, everybody? Big win for the Yankees last night, and they complete the sweep against a pretty good Mariners team. And I thought there was no way the Yankees were winning that game. When they were down 5-0, you got Brian Wu on the mound, absolutely dealing, tossing a no-hitter. You knew he wasn't going to go all 9 innings, but still, you thought maybe the bullpen would come in and shut the Yankees down, and we just weren't having great at-bats, and there was a lot of soft contact. But then, Jazz got things started with a base hit, and things began to snowball. We had the big pinch hit home run from Giancarlo Stanton. I tell you what, one of the games of the year has to be a candidate for one of the games of the year. I would put it up there with the Dominguez walk-off, with the 9 home run game in the second game of the season. Just a purely spectacular experience to win that game. And we had some comments from some Mariner fans last night on the chat, and they were like, man, that was a gut punch. And I was like, been there, guys, been there. Anyway, these last several weeks have been pretty tough for the Yankees, and I haven't been doing a lot of these outdoor videos because it's been unbelievably hot, unlike the Yankees, by the way. But I felt like today it was pretty mild, and I put up the umbrella, and I thought it'd be a good day to go outside and talk some baseball with nature before I get back in the studio for a long weekend of baseball. The final weekend of the first half, All-Star game on Monday, and I will be releasing a video on Monday with first half Yankees grades. So let's begin with this weekend. The Cubs are a worthy adversary, man. They're having a great year. Their lineup is fantastic. I'm a little bit worried about Seiya Suzuki. I just feel like he's the type of guy, going to come into New York and put on a display. There was a time before all the Japanese players started going to the Dodgers that the Yankees were seen as a premier destination for Japanese players. And Suzuki was somebody that was definitely on the list. We talked about him on this channel quite a bit, and it's cool to see him finally coming into his own. I love watching Japanese players play. They've just got different swing types, different game styles, and this is a guy who has immense power. So got to be careful with him. Kyle Tucker is going to be the big talk this weekend. Will he end up as a Yankee? The money that these guys are getting now. Soto, nobody could have saw $765 million coming, but would it shock anybody if Kyle Tucker got close to that? Now Tucker's older than Soto, but I could see him getting 500, 600 million. Vladimir Guerrero just got $500 million. He's a decent player, but does anybody really think that's going to age well? He's still pretty young, but I think Tucker has a chance to get probably $500 to $600 million minimum. And would the Yankees be willing to do that? And do they even need to? You're getting great production out of Bellinger in center field. Dominguez looks like he's coming into his own. Aaron Judge is your right fielder. Stanton's still locked up for a couple of years, although we just saw that once the Yankees get down to about $20 million left in a contract, sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less, they're willing to eat it. So will the Yankees and Stanton be intertwined for that entire contract remains to be seen. He's been playing better lately. He had that huge home run last night, but the way his mobility has gotten, I think the minute he becomes unviable as a hitter, I think the Yankees will let him go. That might not be for another year or two, but they still owe him a lot of money. And if you owe him a lot of money and you're keeping him on the roster, you're going to give him at bats at the DH spot most likely. So I'm not sure where Kyle Tucker would fit in. If you're keeping Bellinger and he doesn't opt out, he's either going to play center field or he's going to play first base. You've got Ben Rice, who, by the way, had a fantastic game at first base last night. You got Ben Rice probably going to be the Yankees' first baseman next year. Paul Goldschmidt's done a good job, but 37 years old. I don't see him bringing him back. You hope that he can give you a veteran presence, maybe get some big hits in October, and then you send him on his way, and you let Ben Rice, who's clearly shown a lot of improvement this year, take over at first base. That's the future. So where does Kyle Tucker fit? I'm not sure there is a fit. Now, maybe you make room for a guy like that, right? But I think the Yankees would rather invest in a number of different areas, kind of like they did this year with Plan B. I can't see him spending $600 million on Tucker when they already have kind of an outfield logjam. Actually, you know what? I probably can see them do that because that's how Brian Cashman constructs rosters. But look, it'll be interesting to watch how he does at Yankee Stadium this week. I feel like he's always, killed the Yankees with the Astros. I don't have the stats in front of me, but I seem to remember him hitting a number of balls into the second deck. But let's talk about the rest of the series. So, Jazz obviously been heating up. Got that big hit last night for the Yankees. Gonna play in the home run derby. You hope that he, stays hot after the break. You don't want him to get into home run mode, but been swinging the bat much better since he's gone to this 70% approach. I love what we're seeing from him. Bellinger, 15-game hitting streak for the second time this year. We'll see if he can keep that up throughout the weekend. He doesn't want to have it snapped against his former team, the team that traded him. So I would expect that we're going to see him going all out to hustle and put in the effort like he always does. And I'm still predicting a big second deck home run from him. I think he's going to really tank one. I don't know why, but I just feel like I don't think that he feels great about his time with the Cubs. He had that great year, the first year. Second year, falls back a little bit. The fans were kind of rough on him. He gets traded. It was like they doubted that he could come back and do it again. When last year it was really injuries. This year he's been healthy, and you can understand, by the way, watching him play every day, why he has so many injuries, because the guy just plays so hard all of the time, right? This is a guy who never takes a play off. He hustles in the outfield. He goes all out. He's sliding, he's diving, he's jumping, he's twisting, he's crashing into walls. And then on the bases, I was about to say he runs with reckless abandon, but that wouldn't be accurate. He runs very, very hard, but he picks his spots. He's a smart base runner. You know what? I'm enjoying base running more this year than I have in years past because the Yankees base running has been just so crap, right? It's just been awful. And, it's great to see Dominguez, the way he's been running the bases now. No hits last night. Be interesting to see how much they play him this weekend, if they give him a day off. I hope that he gets plenty of reps. I'm loving watching him develop. You got Judge making a bid to take over the home run lead. He needs 3, and he needs Cal Raleigh to basically stop where he is, okay? I can't explain Cal Raleigh. You just don't see catchers put up that kind of power. But he might hit 50 to 60 home runs. I still think he's going to wear down in the second half. I think Cal Raleigh's going to end up with 47, 48 home runs. He's going to be up there near the catching record for, I think it's 48 home runs maybe. And that's still an unbelievable season. But I think Judge has shown that he can hit 60, and he can hit 58, and he can hit 52. And I think there's another 55-plus home run season, assuming he stays healthy. Loving what we're seeing from Giancarlo Stanton the last couple of days. Taking the ball to right field is usually the sign that he's getting going. And, when he's red hot, he makes everybody around him better because you have to be careful and kind of tiptoe around him. You make a mistake to him, he'll make it 3-0, or he'll take a big chunk out of an opposition's lead real quick, and this is the second time we've seen him do that. He did it against the Blue Jays in that big comeback. So Stanton has been instrumental in 2 of our bigger comebacks. Now, we lost one of those games, but last night, obviously, great effort. Quick word from our sponsor today, Harry's, and then we'll be back, and I want to talk about some of the things that aren't going so well. Anthony Volpe. In baseball, as in life, it's all about having that extra edge. That little extra half second on your swing, the late break on a slider, or the grit to outlast your opponent on a hot afternoon. Same goes for shaving. Harry's gives you the edge where it counts. I tried the $8 trial set, and honestly, it's like the ace of my bathroom rotation, baby. The handle's weighted just right, the razor is smooth, and the foaming shave gel lathers better than anything I could have used before. I keep my beard tight around the jawline, clean edges, no irritation. Harry's handled it with ease. Even the packaging is big league. And their body wash, I got the redwood scent. I smell fantastic. It's like a fresh cut field. Get the edge on your shave with Harry's razors. Normally their trial set is $10, but right now you can get it for $8 at harrys.com/stripe. That's harrys.com/stripe for your $8 trial set. So Anthony Volpe, what do you do with the kid? I mean, he came to the league with so much hype and so much promise. Local kid, they marketed the hell out of him. And he's shown some promise, obviously, defensively in his career. Taking a step back defensively this year for sure. Last night, showcased his speed and athleticism to score on that shallow pop fly from Aaron Judge. And I love how they're celebrating with Aaron Judge, like Aaron Judge just hit a 500-foot home run to win the World Series. Should have been celebrating around Anthony Volpe at home. I mean, it was his little swim move slide that got the job done. And I just touched my microphone. Hopefully it didn't make a big sound. But really, Volpe was instrumental in that win with that slide, with the speed. But offensively, he's been a nightmare this year. He's down to 215. He's hitting like 118 or something over his last, I'd say like 75, 80 at bats. Somebody sent me the stat this morning, and it blew my mind. I'm not sure what you do. I mean, there's no clear-cut person to take over. Oswald Peraza's a better shortstop defensively, in my opinion. But again, not an offensive weapon at all. Now, is he better than 118? I mean, sure. But so is Volpe, right? I mean, Volpe's done it at times at a very high level in the major leagues. He's shown power. He's shown the ability to, leg out doubles and pick up triples, and he got on base for 34 games in a row. He's done it, right? I mean, we know he can do it. He's just not doing it lately. He's not doing it right now. I'm concerned. Maybe the league has figured him out. You always wonder with a player when they have these extended slumps, I mean, is this something that's permanent? Because most guys, to be honest, don't last very long in the big leagues. I mean, the average career is not very long. It's major leaguers will tell you it's very difficult to get to the major leagues. It's even more difficult to stay in the major leagues. Now, can Volpe stay in the major leagues? Right now, I feel like he needs a break. He needs to go down to AAA for a little bit, and he needs to get his swing together. Sorry, I'm checking out my dog. She seems hot. I might have to let her in a minute. But Volpe is by far the most disappointing thing to me this season, other than the injuries. Obviously, losing Garrett Cole was devastating. Losing Clark Schmidt the way we did has been devastating. But I really thought Volpe was going to take a step forward. And, it sucks because you're seeing the rest of the team start to turn it around. You're seeing signs of life out of guys like Bellinger and Jazz, and obviously Judge has been amazing all year, and Stanton's coming around, and Wells been heating up lately, and Volpe just remains stuck in the mud. I mean, I guess there's always someone who's the last person to show up to a party, but look, you feel for the kid. You just feel for the kid, and I understand that there are some people who want him gone now and want him traded and just ready to give up on him. But there's still a part of me that has seen the potential and wants to be patient, right? I mean, everybody goes through struggles. But at the same time, I mean, this is year 3. Come on, this is year 3. You got to figure it out at some point. We're going to have Terrence Kem on the show tonight to do a little bit of a state of the Yanks. We'll talk about Volpe. We'll talk about some other stuff. We'll talk trades probably. So tune in for that after the game tonight. Yankees-Cubs kicking off the final weekend of the season. I'll see you in just a bit.
Welcome to Yankee Stadium.
I'm on everything. Just when they thought I was out, they pull me back in.